Jessica Koch. I'm back. You know who I am. It is the host of Profound Professionals. We have been running this interview series for more than 7 years now. Industry experts from all over the globe. They help you improve your life or grow your company or business. Today, we have an amazing individual with us. We have Jim. Jim is the author of The Ultimate Business Growth that focuses on rapid growth in small and medium-sized businesses. So if you're tired of the snail pace, you feel like, oh my gosh, we should be so much farther than we were. This is not what we projected or planned. You need a Jim in your world. So welcome, Jim.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here, Jessica.
I love having people who have smart little ideas up their sleeves to help things grow, not just grow, but grow fast. Because fast, my husband says you have to cook everything on high. You have to drive everything at 5 million miles an hour. Yes, that is me. I like it when it's faster. Let's get it done with already. So tell me, how did you get into this space and what led you down the path of being able to help people improve their productivity and their profits quickly?
Well, I've worked in large business, medium-sized business. I've owned companies and helped run companies, started my own, and I really have a passion for business development. And right now, at this stage of my life, I want to help other people avoid the challenges that I ran into myself and help them get on with growing their businesses.
I love that. That's really wonderful. So when someone works with you, are the companies typically working with you one-on-one? Are they working in groups with other CEOs or business owners or companies? Are you really working just with their team in sessions?
I bring people into a course, an 8-week program to start, and teach them as much as I possibly can. We'll spend some one-on-one time with each of them to help customize the ideas we talk about in the course, but also learn from their peers.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do also offer one-on-one gigs where I actually roll up my sleeves and help clients close the business.
I love that. That's really great. So sometimes that step-by-step, really hand-holding support is the ultimate. But I also am a big believer in the benefits of that collaborative mastermind experience you get in that group experience as well. So just benefits from both. I love that you offer both. Is there a specific tip of something someone could do today that would really help their productivity and their business growth?
Well, I would say that too often there is the small business owner or the entrepreneur believes that they know their customer and they understand their market. And as much as it's important to have leadership and to make decisions and decide what the next steps of the company may be, really it doesn't really matter what you or I think of my new product or my small business. You need to survey the client or the target client market and listen to what they have to say. And usually you need to modify your own thoughts a little bit, maybe add a warranty or include some other product feature. And even before that, you have to have properly identified what your target market is, because it is where the money is.
Yeah. That's definitely the very first big step. And that's a fantastic tip, is really figuring out not just who really benefits from your product or service, but who you really want to work with, right? Because this is the core of our day. And sometimes the biggest part of our lives where we spend as business owners or even in careers and professionals, and making sure that you're working with the kinds of humans that you want to, I think is a big deal. For me, that's
absolutely
of my avatar is, are they my people? Do they share my values? Is this someone I really want to spend a lot of time with? So that thinking about that as you build out your avatar is a pretty good one too. Now, speaking of values and community and avatars, part of mine is, Jim and I are pretty great, and we'd love for you to share this so that the whole world can hear about us and know about us. But more importantly, I would love for you to share this because we take a time to talk about causes that our guests care about. And that little segment has made such a difference for so many people. I've had letters come in and I've been contacted from all over the world to say, I watched a show and I heard about a cause that I knew someone and they really needed the benefit that that cause provided. So we're going to talk about a cause that's close to Jim's heart and share this with someone because you just don't know whose life you might change or improve today just by being kind enough to hit that share button. So, Jim, what is the cause that you care about?
I there are several causes, but the one closest to my heart is suicide prevention,
Yes.
and not just the frontline work of the crisis line, but the
Mhm.
things that people need to do in order to seek help earlier on, and perhaps even on a more preventive basis, learn to be more mindful and find uh, the way to avoid stress in their lives that
Mhm.
upstream leads them from becoming at risk in that area.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, just if you listen to this and if you shared this, maybe take a moment and, talk to the people that are in your life because this is a lonelier time of year. And loneliness is, I think, one of the worst diseases out there and it's completely curable. Give someone a call you haven't talked to in a while, ask
Absolutely.
a teenager how they're really doing, make sure your spouse or your better half really is in a good space. Those people who maybe are alone like right now, like mother-in-laws and father-in-laws and uncles and sisters and brothers and just distant relatives and friends you hadn't talked to in a long time. Just make sure that they know you're there because sometimes just knowing someone else is out there for you is a big piece of that preventative medicine in that space. But
Just sending them a message or making a call and asking them, how are you?
making them feel important and loved and valuable and heard, and sometimes just listened to. So that's wonderful. Thanks for sharing that, Jim. Okay, now I am a book lover, and we are working our way by the end of 2024, 1,000 industry experts that we will have featured on our shows over the course of the last 7 years. Can you believe it? I'm super excited. We're building an ultimate book list, 1,000 plus books that people have recommended to us that inspired their personal life or helped them grow their business. A book not written by you, Jim, that inspired your life or helped you grow your business. What do you have to share for us?
There are so many related
Oh,
to all sorts of subjects, but
well,
a go-to for me is a series of books that was written by Jim Collins,
mhm.
which was um, Good to Great and Built to Last.
Oh,
And these are real um, reference books on how to grow an organization and have that organization sustain itself, um, that I recommend to all my clients.
and I've heard of Good to Great, but Built to Last. I love that. So I hadn't heard of that one. So this is awesome. Now,
So
how
once you've crossed the chasm, once you've come up with that big new idea and you've sold to those innovator buyers and you get to a more sustainable type of organization, well, then how do you make that? How do you build that so you can step away and it will perpetuate itself?
I'm loving the step away and make my business an ATM machine. I'm all on board with that idea. Love it. Great book to suggestion. Now, how about you, Jim? Have you written a book, been a part of a book? Are you thinking about doing it? What's the word on the street with Jim and books?
Well, I've contributed to a couple. The most recent is this Game Changer
Mm, cool.
Release 8, where I've written a chapter in there, really, again, talking about how to grow your business quickly.
That is awesome. Now, if you're an industry expert and you're watching, I would love it if you reached out to us and we could feature you on the show. And again, thank you for all your support, for sharing, and commenting, and thinking about maybe some other industry experts you might know that could be featured on our show. Introduce them to us, and we'll have them here. Before we get into our final thought and our farewell to the audience, we have a couple more minutes. Is there anything about you personally, Jim, or your business or the experience that we didn't get to cover or you would like to share?
Well, A whole other subject is within the last 14 months, I've had a major cardiac event, which I've
Oh,
fully recovered from.
yay. Yay.
What only 12% of people survive. And it's really motivated me to really get a lot of work done in these other areas, because you realize how mortal we all are. But I'm fortunate enough to have transcended into back to perfect health. And that's a whole other inspirational story.
That's fantastic. Well, good for you. I love that. I just love that. All right, everyone. Here we go. We're not letting him off the hook. We're not going to let him go. He's here for a reason. His time was not up yet, and we're so glad. So, what's a final piece of information or inspiration you want to leave the audience with as we say goodbye?
Well, that it's a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time to build a business to where it's across the chasm and is self-sustaining. And it's very possible, but I think you can't do it alone. You need to find the right people, both the right advisors and the right people who work for you. And ultimately, your job becomes the one that is the most important part of which is hiring the right people.
I love that. And you need a team, an amazing team. And part of that team is outsourcing with consultants and coaches and
Absolutely.
supporters, especially people like Jim. So I hope you reach out to him. There'll be a custom article that goes with this interview. If you're watching it somewhere, check out the description and you will find all the ways to reach him so that you can learn about what you guys could achieve together. So I hope you will do that and very soon. Thank you for your time today, Jim. I hope you enjoyed being on the show as much as we loved having you.
Oh, Jessica, it's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
All right, everyone. I haven't changed. Still Jessica Koch, still your host of Profound Professionals. And until next time, remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Bye-bye, everybody.